really pleased about the opportunity to add Caron Butler to our team and to our organization, also to the community. He's somebody that we feel like is going to add and complement to our team. He brings physicality, which I feel like, we're a pretty physical team, but as you head into the latter half of the season, if you're going to play in meaningful games, you want to continue to have a physical presence. He does that on both ends of the floor. He's a guy that can make shots and make timely shots. We think that's a compliment to the group that we have, and it's added depth. And as we've seen through this season, we're going to need everybody. We've had a lot of different scenarios thrown at us. I'm really happy to say that I think we've dealt with them pretty well, especially through the preparation that our coaches have put in place in terms of developing the entire roster and having guys that can be utilized. And Caron's another person that we feel like can add to the group, and we're really excited about adding him. So with that, I would answer any questions that you guys have.
When did first start to get into your mind and realize that we need to bring someone else into the roster?
Well, it's in response to your question. I think it's not necessarily the way we look at it as a need, but I think we look at it more as an opportunity. We feel really good about the group that we have. The guys that have got us to this point deserve a lot of credit. They've put in a lot of time, and the guys have played well. At the same time, we're always trying to find ways where we can enhance and help fortify the group that's in place. And we feel like Caron's someone that can do that for the reasons that I mentioned earlier.
Sam, was he able to get into town? Is he here now? Kind of what is his?
Yeah, that's a little bit of an adventure at the moment, as you can imagine. Good thing is he's from Milwaukee, so from Racine, I should say. So he's not unaccustomed to travel delays and things of this nature. But he'll be with the team tomorrow. Probably the first time he'll be with the team. But we're working through that at the moment. Well, one of the things we don't do is we don't guarantee minutes. So I couldn't speak specifically to, how much he'll play or what role he'll play. That's always going to be up to the coach. It's going to be up to Scotty. With that being said, I think that he certainly adds more versatility to our group. I think he's a different type of player, and I think it's just another person that complements the group that we have in place. And I think we'll always be selective about the people that we look at, especially at this period of time, when you have a team that is playing well. It's going to have its struggles here and there, but we feel good about the group. And if we're going to bring somebody in, we want to make sure that it's someone that fits what we're trying to accomplish, both on and off the floor. And hopefully that person is going to see the same fit. And that's probably the thing that we're most pleased about, is that, Caron, saw this as an opportunity that he wanted to pursue. He understands, what we're trying to do organizationally and wants to be a part of that. With that being said, we're really excited about adding him because he represents a lot of things that we value and, that are in place with the team currently that can only make it stronger. Well, anytime we make a decision, I listen to everybody. I want opinions from everybody. That's how we do most things within the organization. So certainly, speaking with our coaching staff and getting an understanding of, how they see, a player like Caron Butler is, certainly a significant part of the process. And as I said before, I want to be a great listener, and then try to decipher that information and make the best decision I can for the organization. So heavily.
So when you're actually talking to the guy, going through that process, whatever player it is, Scott, get involved with that part of the process and talk to the player at that point?
It depends on the situation, because there's so many different periods of time. During the year, you've got draft, you've got free agency, you've got trade deadline, you can't really do that. But in this particular case, he's really focused on the season. He's obviously spoken to Caron, but most of those conversations are taking place with myself. And then I also want to make sure that I acknowledge the fact that Mike Wilkes and Troy Weaver specifically did a great job during this process with Caron Butler. They were fantastic. The people that I work with on a daily basis throughout the organization are tremendous, and the people that work in the front office, as I've said before, I'm really just a representation of that group of people, and Troy and Mike were wonderful with this. I think another person that could present the the organization, so it's not just coming from me. I think multiple voices is always good, and just gives you another person to answer questions.
Sam, would you have made this investigation and signing had the vendor not had the injury problems that they had?
I think it's kind of a hypothetical. I mean, I don't think anything we've done is a result of an injury. I think what we've done is looked at where we are, kind of looked at the body of work for the season, having seen the team play for quite a bit now, and just make a determination, as to if this was an additive, transaction. And we felt like it was. I feel really good, as I said earlier, I feel really good about how we've been able to adjust and adapt through the different, curveballs we've been thrown this season. I think the depth of the team, the development of the group as a whole, due to the players and the coaches and the work that they've done, has certainly helped us, stabilize ourselves. I think we've grown through the season, but I also would be remiss if I didn't say I expect us to continue to get better as the season progresses. And I'd expect that we see continued growth from the group as a whole, not just from one player or one specific group of players.
Aspects of who Caron is as a person or player that jumped out to you that made him seem like a good fit?
Yeah, I think probably if I were to talk specifically about his makeup, the thing that we really like about him is he's resilient. He's a guy that he's a grinder, and he's tough-minded, and he's a guy that's got great bounce back. So those are things that we value.